Is that better, Sprouts? Good. Thanks for pointing that out. Just working in my... I'm doing good. It's a long day, but a good day. I'm just running around in my... This is my original campaign seed. And I had somebody reload this world in an old version of the game so that I have the old build pieces available. Just gonna play around with it and just do a rebuilding project. I'm not gonna run the world. Not gonna progress the world until I see a reason to. So we're just in Westgate for now. But so looking for some opinions on what to do with some buildings. I kind of think that I'm going to leave this building as a bakery. What is that tavern sign? Is it the Stonekeepers? Yep. Yeah, I liked the table being outside. I'm not sure why I like that, but I do. So keep it kind of the bakery aspect downstairs, maybe. I only say bakery because there's a grist mill, so maybe that doesn't make sense. Whatever business goes in here, I could put the storefront here, workspace downstairs, and then living quarters for whoever runs the place up here. Would be my idea. I'm not sure what I want to do with this building. It needs a lot of rehab. But it does have the bear head plaque at the top. We all know I like that. Back here we've got a King's Brew tank. Might have to do some reconstruction on that since we don't have those archways. And over there, that's a lamp shop. But I cleared most of it out already because I did make a mistake. I don't think that these lamp shops have these 45-degree angle lamps in them anymore. I think they just stick straight out this way. But I broke this one, so I don't remember if I found any evening ale here. I don't think I did, sadly. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? There we go. So, evening ale. Not here, but I like this house too. I like the location for this house. Evening ale. Oh, what happened? Wrong building. All right. Well, that's no good. That couldn't possibly have changed, could it? That's very strange. Oh, here it is.
The us are said to his tipsy cat, the horses of the moon. They neigh and champ their silver bits, but the master's been and drowned his wits, and the sun'll be rising soon. So the cat on his fiddle played hey diddle diddle, a tune that would wake the dead. He squeaked and he sawed and quickened the tune, while the landlord shook the man in the moon.
All right. Why do I have a hearth up there? Oh yeah, so in old worlds they used to have broken hearths in a lot of these buildings. So I think I just lit that one for no particular reason, but these buildings always make me sad when their doors are blocked and such. But I think what I can do is do a complete redesign of the face of that building and have a staircase go up to the top to access it from the second level instead of the first floor, the ground floor. Is this another evening ale building somewhere? Yep.
With a ping and a pong, the fiddle strings broke, the cow jumped over the moon, and the little dog laughed to see such fun, and the Saturday dish went off at a run with a silver Sunday spoon. The round moon rolled behind the hill as the sun raised up her head. She hardly believed her fiery eyes, for though it was day, to her surprise, they all went back to bed.
Back to work.
And this one's in terrible shape. This one will be a challenge. Here's the other lamp shop that's got the 2 angled lamps in it. Let's go ahead and grab that axe fragment just to get the marker off my screen and see what other marker is underneath there. There's my axe fragment in a resource cache. I don't recall it being in the resource cache before, but I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've been in here. Let's get this tutorial out of the way. Need a hearth. And of course the icon didn't go away. Anything else interesting on the map? We have another fire over there. Let's go check that out. what? I have no recollection of putting that there. I rebuilt the statue, but I didn't sing. Very strange. So I just tabbed out of my game screen to another screen. Did the music stop for you when I did that? Did the game audio stop? Well, I apologize for that, but good to know.
Till Durin wakes from sleep.
Check something really quick. Based on that. Okay. I think this might be evening ale above the mines. Nope, just a camp I have outside of Orktown, I guess. Back to work. It's just a resource column room. Is that my cranberry room in the middle? Hey Gigi, how are you? There we go. I'm doing well. Hope your anniversary weekend was good. I'm not sure how the chat overlay got turned off, but there it's back. Well, thank you for pointing out that it wasn't on, because I certainly want it on for you guys. I didn't change the game settings, and you mean the sound disappearing when I tab out to another screen? Is that what you're talking about, Sprouts? Yeah, that's it's a setting in my audio profile. I don't have it set to record the window. I think it's set to record the window that, or to broadcast the window that I'm viewing, that I'm interacting with. And when I tab out, none of those windows have audio, so you don't hear anything. Because I'm just tabbing out to either OBS or sometimes Discord. Hello.
Hey,
How's it going?
good.
You
Sorry, I
did-
got my audio all low.
That's right. You did notice that I am streaming, correct?
I saw it.
Okay.
I haven't seen what you're streaming, but I appreciate the notice.
Yep, I just wanted you to have a heads up because the stream can hear you, so didn't want it to be a surprise. But
I appreciate that.
I am just in my original, the first campaign world that I did that I had somebody recreate for me.
Oh, I know what world you're talking about.
Yeah, so I set that one up on Steam, and because it's the same world as my warehouse world. So,
Sprouts, hi!
So I'm just in here messing around rebuilding. Well, repairing at this point.
Like, repairing and you're not inviting me?
You're absolutely invited. I can put it online and you can come in and hit stuff with a hammer.
I will totally do that.
All right, give me a second. I'll be right back, everybody. I do have the difficulty settings to story mode, just because all I was
Okay.
doing was rebuilding. But
It's like, is there anything I'm not allowed to bring?
nope, I've got my builder dwarf in here with everything. So,
Okay.
and I have speed boots and I have dev armor. So
Oh, good.
I recommend bringing all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to pick it up now because, as I told you yesterday, I have issues when I just equip my dwarf with it, so she's not carrying it right now.
Right. I am going to actually log out of the game quick because I just remembered that I don't have fat stacks installed on this account. So I'm going to reinstall that quick. Let's see here.
All right, I'll be back in 1 second.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go. I got my tablet so I can follow the stream.
Oh, there you
So I
go.
can say hi to Sprouts.
Nice.
All right, I am ready. Anytime you are, no rush.
Yep, I'm almost there. Extract.
Amy, Grandma, you went to Cirque du Soleil? That is cool. On ice.
Yeah, it was her anniversary last weekend, I think. It was definitely her anniversary. That's why she didn't stream. That's why she did a video on the Steam event instead of a stream. But
That makes sense.
okay, launch the game.
Our story is more than what hobbits are.
I just had a realization. I think that this world is not the new world that I was given. I think it is my original warehouse world. So it still has all that stuff in it in Durin's Forge, which isn't a big deal. But actually, when it comes to moving the warehouse location, it'll make things a lot easier. So,
I bet.
all right, message.
Well, you just tell me what you want me to do. I'm hitting stuff or moving stuff.
No, we're not going to move stuff until the build is done, so that's a long ways away.
Okay.
Just hitting stuff with a hammer.
Oh, good.
All right, there's a code for you.
Awesome. And yes, Gaming Grandma, I can imagine. I don't think I've seen a Cirque du Soleil on ice, so that had to be really fun. Gone to a couple of them in Vegas, one in Mexico, a couple up here in the Pac Northwest. It's been a while.
You and Gigi are probably practically neighbors.
I mean, compared to how far away you are, sure.
Right.
She's in Oregon, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
Pac Northwest, it's all kind of the same thing. All right, where are you at?
I am in Westgate. There is a mapstone in Westgate. I don't know if there's one in the aftermath. I don't remember. There should be.
There was.
I'll give you a quick tour of what's around, and you can decide what you want to hit with a hammer. So there's a
There you go.
lamp shop over there that I was working on right now.
Okay.
King's Brew tank here.
Yep.
I've already done some
Need to
rearranging in Ori's. So, and then there's a second. There's the
Oh,
loft
I like
up
what you
here.
did with the kind of triangle entrance here.
Thanks.
Did you go upstairs?
Yep.
Nice little loft.
Yeah.
A little bright for doors.
Right. Well, I always fail to pay attention to that because I always have my lighted armor on, and then I go through it when I'm done with the space and take my armor off, and then I end up changing stuff. So
I like the candles lined up with the beams here. That looks good.
thanks. And I'm not sure exactly what that's going to be set up as.
Oh, I remember when you were making these windows.
Yeah. And mainly the lights that are in that front hallway when you walk in there are mainly to
Yeah.
light this look up from the outside. So,
That makes sense.
yeah. And then this building is in pretty bad shape, but ultimately
Definitely.
I'm going to do something with it because it has the bear plaque up here.
Oh yeah.
So,
Is this this is the same building we have in our sandbox, right?
yes, yep.
We have our little sitting area right here that was this building was going to be a library, but I just couldn't demolish it.
Yep, exactly. This over here is, I don't know, I always call this the bakery just because it has the grist mill in it, but it doesn't have
That
an
makes
oven,
sense.
it has a stove, so. But I would probably make workspace down here, like leave it a bakery type building, workspace downstairs, storefront, like customer purchase area here, and then baker's living quarters up here.
Sorry, it's a little dark. I need to change my outfit.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, and there was light.
And then our first evening ale building. I like this house up here too.
Oh,
This little entryway is kind of tight. I might remove this window and put a door there. I'm not sure yet, but
well, I feel like in this kind of entry with the stairs, you usually have the door right here. So this is
right.
semi-unique.
Yep.
I've seen this building type before, but not located here.
So if you look over here, I bet this is hearth materials that are on the ground right here. Yeah, there's coal
I would
and wood
imagine there were.
So
yeah.
in these older versions of the world, I don't know if you recall, but a lot
I
of
do,
times you
'cause-
would find broken hearths in these buildings.
I have a distinct memory of, I think it was my first campaign, the hearth right here, setting up my little bedroll right here, and
Yep.
this was in my little Westgate on my way to the Elven Quarter when I didn't know better and kept moving my camp every 5 feet.
Right, right. Every time you entered a new area.
I was like, ooh, I'm going to move here. No,
So-
wait, I'm going to move here.
This is a non-evening ale building,
Oh, that's mean.
right?
That's like a tease.
And then The real evening ale is over here.
Okay.
Your wife, she may be fine, may give kisses sweet as wine. My lover's got a beard as bright as brass. Yours may
I love that there were like no words involved. Like, obviously, we're going to drink ale and sing.
Right, right. It's just the way it goes.
my lover, my lover.
This will be the third pint I've had since I entered this world.
Is that all?
Well, I mean, I just did the tour to show Sprouts and whoever else was watching where the evening ale was, and I had to stop at each one and have a pint.
Sprouts, why are you awake? It is way too early. Sorry, I am traumatized by resource caches now.
My axe fragment was in a resource cache in this world,
Ugh.
so you can still see the marker for it on my map, and that's exactly where it was. So
Wait,
that's-
not the Westgate cat. Wait,
yeah,
what?
yes, the Westgate axe fragment was in a resource cache,
What?
100%.
That is interesting. Well, here, Sprouts, in your honor.
Let's see, what else? This dead end over here is just another resource pillar
I
room.
love this. Like, I mean, the bear thing, and then like the little triangle design up top, and
Yeah,
all these things we can't do.
yep. You may have heard me say this before, but I mention it every time I see it. In one of
yeah.
my first few worlds, I found one of these that actually had evening ale in it, like the evening ale pubs. And now I've looked at every single one I've ever found and just double checked. And now I'm starting to question whether or not I just dreamt that or not.
Maybe it's one of those things that like should be true, and so your brain is telling you that it must be true.
Right, right. Here's another bakery building.
Yeah. The design. Have I just never like looked up before? Kind of diamond thing up there.
So I don't know that. I don't think that's in recent versions of the world. This is a 1.1
Okay.
world, and that's
Thank
the
you. I'm
stone.
like-
That's the Stonekeeper's tavern sign. So I don't.
Huh.
It doesn't make sense that this would be like a grist mill, and then have the Stonekeepers. But I don't know. They probably didn't.
I mean,
they probably
Stonekeeper's got to eat too.
Yeah, but they probably hadn't created the lore for the Stonekeeper's sign at the time that they did this. So here's a broken hearth in this building.
Yeah.
For those watching that weren't playing back then. Is there? No, there's not a building back here. There will be another evening ale building up here.
I was like, that's a beautiful dot wall. It's not lasting very long.
Here's another one of these houses. It's still got the hearth in it.
Yep. Yeah, there we go.
Here's the other evening ale building.
Nice. I don't know why there's litter all over the ground.
Probably from when I broke the door open.
Tragic.
Right. I kept one of them.
The keenest grin cascading from her chin. My lover's got a beard as bright as brass.
Okay, is it just me or are some of these debris things like moving?
Thing I can weave. My
I don't see that. The little white streamer that's coming off of them is moving, but
Yeah.
I don't see anything else moving.
Dura knows that she's the kingdom's finest.
Maybe you've had too much ale.
Keeps me keeps me sweet. Brings the blazing auburn heat.
My friend is in town, so I made saffron risotto alla milanese.
Ah,
And it includes, like, you use a half cup of white wine, so I had to open a whole bottle of wine, and you can't let wine go to waste.
Right.
I mean, come on.
right. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
It was, one of those sacrifices that you just got to make for the greater good.
Right, right. We had risotto with dinner tonight.
Nice.
Ours was not nearly that fancy. I mean, we still had to get the wine out, but the ours was made in the Instant Pot, so.
When I went to Milan, I like went into this little restaurant and asked the waiter, I'm like, what do you think I should get? He's like, if you're new here, there's only one thing to get. And so I had it and was like, fell in love with it. Came back, I'm like, couldn't find it anywhere. So
Right.
I worked my little hiney off to figure out how to make it.
Yeah.
And
it's not easy to make.
it is not easy to make, but I have worked long enough. I'm pretty consistent with it now.
I figure I better repair this before something happens to it.
That's what I'm here for.
Even if it's just
Something so satisfying.
those decorative walls. All right, and let's run over to where that axe fragment is, because I believe there's another EV nail building there.
Okay.
I know, I'm tearing you away from a job half done.
You know what this is doing to me right now.
You probably saw this on last time I was streaming this world too, but this is interesting for campaign.
It is super interesting for campaign. Like
Not-
sandbox, totally normal.
Yeah, not out of the
campaign,
ordinary for sandbox, but
yeah, campaign very unusual.
that statue's in a very unfortunate location.
Well, and it's facing a wall. Like, what
Yeah.
do? You get in trouble?
Right. It wouldn't be nearly as bad if it was facing. I mean, it still wouldn't be great, but if it were
Yeah.
facing this way, it would be much better.
Yeah.
So the axe fragment was right. There's a resource cache right here, and that's what the axe fragment was in. So
It'll be interesting to see what happens when they put the fix out.
right.
Not that they've acknowledged that there is.
Because that axe fragment should still exist in this same location in my epic world. So
Yeah.
But I thought there was another.
Yeah. Was it the recipe, not the actual fragment? Like when
Right.
we
It
had.
it looked like a blueprint. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Wolfie.
I thought there was another. Oh, no, maybe was there a hearth here?
There's something
No.
there, but it's behind the
Yeah, it's behind the axe fragment icon.
something here. Upstairs.
I wonder if I just marked it as the axe fragment resource cache. And let me look at my map and see what I can do about that. So I just hit that search area, but the icon is still there on the map.
I think the search area is the blue one, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, I found it. Do you want me to delete it? It says do not touch.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and delete that, because I put that there because I wasn't prepared at the time to open that resource cache. Now I remember that.
All right.
So.
Well, I touched the thing that said do not touch.
But that makes more sense now. So
Yes. Ooh, my dwarf is hungry. All better.
well, this is that's not great.
That's unique.
I'll have to redo the stairs there, or just
Yes.
to completely tear this one down and rebuild it. I would
tragic.
I would rebuild the same house here.
Just properly lined up,
Yep.
because those stairs are not going to work.
Right. I might have to do away with this porch in order to get it to work, but I could probably just do that too, is do away with the porch and call it good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I have any current resource caches to show you, GG. So, the resource cache is like that pile of crates or pile of junk with like a barrel and some other stuff on it. And a lot of times when you open them up, they just have like 1 or 2 stone in them. And the design is intended that when you leave materials behind after like you mine or something, they'll get collected in a resource cache for you to come back and collect later so that they don't fall through the floor and things like that. I think the room that you're talking about, there's 1 of 2 rooms I think you might be talking about. One of them is what you find down in the mines in the lower deeps. Those rooms that have mineable material completely surrounding the entire room. That I call a quarry room because it's like a giant quarry of whatever stone material and whatever ore happens to be in there. And then the other thing that I thought you might have been talking about.
You got a nibbly bit here.
Go ahead and take care of it if you would.
There we go. Nibbly bit took care of the nibbly bit.
So then these rooms, GG, that have I call this a resource pillar. It's got the columns, the 4 columns that create this square space that has all that ore in the middle of it. I call that a resource pillar, and since there's always 2 of them in these rooms, I call this room the resource pillar room. Really imaginative, I know, but but it illustrates the purpose.
The important thing is clarity.
Right. So you can repair whatever you want to repair. The only thing that I would say would be like if you find a building that is laid out weird because it was crammed into a corner, kind of like that house that I said I might have to tear down.
Yeah.
Maybe have me come look at it before you spend a bunch of time repairing it. So that I don't come over and destroy it after you spent 30 minutes repairing it. There is another room, I don't remember where it's at. There's another building in one of those corners that has the double doors on the front. That's Evening Ale there. Let's go this way.
Oh. That dot wall got very confused.
I'm waiting for you.
Oh, I'm rubber banding.
Okay.
Gonna give it a second to realize where I am.
Like this room is okay. I'm not offended by these ledges going into the stairs. That's not a problem. So that building can absolutely be repaired. But then
It's also not ideal.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but it's not as bad as the one that I'm looking for.
You looking for one that's bad?
Yeah. That's the cranberry room again.
So, what do you think the purpose of this room is?
I call this like a storage house, like a warehouse, simply because it's got the hoist on it, and I assume they're using that to lift heavy materials into storage, because it's not really. I don't like these rooms because it's not really deep enough to turn into a very useful space, in my opinion. But also with these piles of rubble in here, these almost look like pallets.
Yeah.
So that's and they don't.
They are pallets.
Yeah, they don't have these in the New Worlds. These pallets don't exist in these buildings in the New Worlds, but
They don't?
Not that I've seen anytime recently. But that's also what kind of made me think it's like some type of storage facility.
And they should really put doors on storage facilities.
Right. Well, if they had the same stone doors that we have, they probably thought they're ugly and we don't want them there.
You're not wrong.
Gee, another dot wall.
No, I found the building I had started to repair earlier.
Okay.
You said I was allowed to go repair things.
Yep. you are. But now that I can't find the building I want to find, it's going to bother me, so I'm going to have to
Well, you have
continue
fun
to
with
search
that.
until I find it.
I'll just be right here.
It's not in there. Ah, here it is.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah, these ledges going in here are what drives me crazy about it. So my first thought was tear the whole thing down, but it's got my bear plaque up there, so I don't like that idea.
Oh,
So my next thought was
just move the entrance?
seal these off. I could either move the entrance to here and maybe even open it up, or I could put a staircase going from here up to the second floor and have the main entrance be on the second floor. So I don't know what I'll do with it yet, but suffice to say it's okay to repair. Because I will either put a new doorway on the ground floor or an access to the second floor.
Sometimes the buildings make sense, and sometimes they don't.
Yep. That's what you get with RNG.
Indeed.
Back to my lamp shop repair. And I better eat.
Well, hopefully you don't have any unemployed bears in here.
I'm not aware of any bears in Westgate. But you never know. This dirt plug was bothering me. This is how I know this is my first world, because in my second world I never would have let this go. That was
Well, did you hear what's happening to Guy?
with the goblins and stuff spawning in.
Well, there's that. No, so he has one of those that's like the dirt plug across
Oh,
the
it keeps
big
on
open space.
respawning. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he has to keep, like, it'll remember to clear it out, except for this little bit at the top that he has to
Yep.
keep climbing up and, like, re-clearing out.
Yeah, that'd drive me crazy.
Yep.
Put a mapstone up there.
Name of the mapstone, clear the dirt.
Right. I wonder if he put, you've seen how I put grand hearths in the top of those tall doorways? Mm-hmm. I wonder if he put a grand hearth up there, if it would either clear out when it finally loads, or if it would at least be covered up by the grand hearth structure and not be a problem.
I don't know.
Huh. All this time in here, and I forgot that there's Miravor in this King's Brew tank across from Moria's. That's the very first King's Brew tank that I ever repaired. All the nostalgia.
Okay. There's stone flying at me.
That's weird.
All right, you said ale. I arrived.
Oh. Oh, there was stone flying at you because you went through a doorway that I finished
Yeah.
Finish the dirt plug on.
Old Elga was a spitfire, whose thirst could not be quenched. If ever interrupted, her annoyer would be drenched. One hand around a tankard, the other up to whale. She was fit to fight most anyone after 18 pints of ale.
All right.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye on if I ever end up getting hungry, because that was weird yesterday.
Yeah, I did. I have. As soon as I came in, I was starving, and I ate, and then I have since started starving again. So.
Well, I had a Lumbus when I first arrived, and I'm still like 95% full.
Okay.
But I'll keep an eye on it.
Well, I mean that's better than what I was experiencing in my warehouse last night, because
Yeah.
I never got below 100%, even though we stood there for days.
Like literally. We just stood around talking while we were actually like talking.
Thanks, Gigi. Appreciate it.
I was like, is Gigi leaving? But no, she's just
No, she's
moving.
just going to Twitch.
Yeah. Your end goal with this world.
My end goal with this world, I don't really have an end goal in mind yet. Just that I wanted to. So it's my only warehouse, but I've greatly progressed as a builder since then. So I would like to improve my warehouse, and also since this is my first world, I just wanted to start fixing up, and we'll see how far it goes. But it's not going to be like the warehouse part is the most important part, and I'd like to have the warehouse in Westgate. So.
Oh, and all these pretty pieces that we don't get anymore.
Right. So if anybody's watching and they want to see have access to those extra build pieces, go to the Return to Moria website and file a support ticket.
Please.
Please and thank you. And say,
Many, many thanks.
give us back the old build pieces and give us new build pieces. You can be more polite about it than that. I'm a little salty about it.
Well, wasn't it Delvingdorf that like actually put together a list of all the
Yeah.
things that
Yep.
are in the world that we can't build?
Yeah.
It's like you've already designed it. All we're asking is let us build with it.
Yep. Yeah, so after version 1.1 GG, they took away these build pieces. Most of them are in the granite tab, but some of them are in the wood tab too. And so like the double braced column doesn't exist in the game anymore, and the wood
Oh, the wood
braced
railing
column.
and post.
Yeah, the railings that have the posts attached to them don't exist
Yeah.
anymore. Some stuff like that. Then in the granite, we have a lot of these pieces are pieces that were broke down into separate pieces. Instead of having one wall, they broke it down into a wall crown and a wall base, or short walls, like the small wainscoted wall is shorter. It's only 3 sections tall instead of 4. But then you can put whatever crown you want on top of it. The decorative wood wall with the wood trimmed crown separate from it, things like that. We've got the small archway corner and the large archway corner. And then we've got these large archway crowns, which are 3x1, and as opposed to the narrow archway crown, which we still have, that is 1 by 1. The 1 by 1 archway base we still have, but the large archway base we don't have anymore. So, all that kind of stuff. Did they take anything away in the adamant tab? Yeah, we don't have the sectioned columns, adamant columns anymore. We just have the full height column and the double height column. Right? Am I right about that? No, I'm questioning myself. Do we have the column base, the column shaft?
Yeah,
and the
we have
column
all
crown?
those.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we have those.
Yep. So we haven't lost any adamant pieces, but
I mean, we didn't have many to begin with.
right. Yeah, there's also Delving Dwarf. Like, so Miriak has created the list of pieces that were taken away and he's had that for a while. I don't know if he has extra pieces on it, like that we never had, that we see in the game. But I know for sure Delving Dwarf has been adding those, and he created that thread in the Discord.
Yeah.
So people could add to it as they saw fit, which was good. I've said it 1,000 times, and I'm sure I sound like a broken record, and people are tired of hearing it. But I went to see additions to the granite tab that are like basically all the wood pieces that we have in the wood tab, like the wooden columns and stuff like that, and the railings and the banisters and the stairs. I want to see all those reskinned to wrought iron and then put in the granite tab. So you could have wrought iron railings and like the wrought iron lattice work and stuff like that. I think that would be great.
So I did not used to understand the allure of building. And so I remember when the update came out that had all the new build pieces, like the rugs and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I remember being so disappointed, like, who in the world wants that? Like, give me more game.
Right.
Yeah, I still want game, but now I'm really glad we got the other stuff too.
Right. And it makes you crave more building stuff.
Yeah, if they thought that would satiate us, it didn't quite work. Like, well, if you can do that, then we want this.
Yep. Give me all the things.
All of the things. But I'm still amazed when I see, like, you and some of the others, like, even with what limited options we have, the creativity that you make come out of it is amazing.
Well, thank you. Most of that comes from, I try to add just the piece that exists the way it exists, and then I'm like, that looks dumb. I need something better than that. And I know that we're not going to get it anytime soon, so let's see what we can come up with on our own. It's driving me a little bit crazy that some of this stuff is repairable with the hammer and some of it just won't look good.
Some of it is just by design half destroyed and you can't repair it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. My hunger is falling. It's falling slowly, but it is falling. So at least I'm not perma-full.
Mine is too. Yeah, never one of those things that I thought would be like, yeah, I'm glad that's working right.
I know. I'm a dwarf. I want to have to eat.
Right.
And I'm usually having to remind you to eat.
Yep.
And Guy reminds me to eat. You know, we just all remind each other.
Right. What's that they say? It takes a village.
Oh. You will repair.
standing here looking at this broken bridge outside Ori's, wondering what I should do with it because I've repaired it so many times that I don't want it to look like any of the things I've done before. Oh good, I did bring glamdring.
Not going to destroy it.
I'm going to destroy some of the stuff that's on it. I mean, you can't destroy it all, but destroying some of the stuff that's on it that I can't duplicate is going to help me redesign the whole thing. So, if that makes any sense.
It does. It's very sad, but you know. Are you not able to destroy that part, the base in the middle part? That right there?
This here,
The broken part in the middle.
no, you can't break any of this. The only thing that you can really break on it is the, like this type of column right here, this short column post is
Yeah.
usually on each corner of the bridge. You can destroy those, and then this this type of decorative granite railing barrier thing is usually runs along here, and you can destroy that.
Yeah.
That's really it. And because of the disrepair of this part of the bridge, you almost have to raise up the deck of the bridge. So
Yeah.
then stuff starts to look really awkward if you left any of that stuff behind. So, and the new build pieces that you're putting there to make it look good are clashing with the old pieces and not allowing them to be placed and stuff like that. So the first order of business is to strip it down to what you can get it down to, and then raise the deck, and then decide how you're going to design the rest of the bridge from there. So, and getting the deck centered, because this is typically hard to center. Like it's not perfectly 2 large tiles wide. See how it overlaps the left side there?
Yeah.
So. And that's always a giant pain to get lined up, so.
All right, I'm having a moment because I'm in this building that I started repairing and then I came back to repairing. And there's a decorative strip underneath the ornate ceilings that I haven't seen before.
I'm coming over. Let's put glamdring away before I do something stupid.
Yeah, that'd be good because we can't rebuild this.
Right. Where did I miss you at? There we go.
We got orcs!
We got orcs.
Got orcs.
Yeah.
Punch them.
Oh, I tried to hit him with my adamant hammer. That didn't work.
You're repairing the orcs.
Let's take that off.
Here's something.
La calma, you!
He's like, I don't know what's happening.
I took my dev armor off so that he could see me, so that he would know exactly what was happening.
Yeah, well, he got a double attack by surprise.
Right, right. You upstairs?
Yeah.
Am I in the wrong building? I am in the wrong
You
building.
might be.
I am in the wrong building. I had evening ale on my mind for some reason.
So, this right there.
Oh yeah, that wood strip.
Something new.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It'd be nice if it was long enough to match the one that's on the other side, but it's
Well, that's
not.
it. It's like, I think it's supposed to be that length, but like
Right.
obviously we're missing some wall pieces, and so you can't repair it. But you've
Yep.
got this. Like, I mean, you could work it into the design
Yeah,
to
for
keep
sure. For sure.
it. But then I turned around and went, oh, and there's more.
It's unfortunate.
So pretty.
I wonder. I have not memorized Delving Dwarf's list, so I wonder if it's on his list.
That's a good question. And let me a screenshot just in case.
Yeah.
So I've just never noticed it before.
Right. It looks like. It looks like a half-height, unadorned wall base. Like an unadorned wall base with a different crown on top of it.
Yeah, I know that when I was repairing it, the part that's got the base was a separate piece than the part that's got the strip. So these are
Okay, yeah.
what I'm looking at right now is two pieces on top of each other.
Right, right. A 1x3 on top of a 1x3.
Exactly.
So a wood-trimmed granite barrier, or a wood-crowned granite barrier
Yeah.
on a unadorned base. Do we have that base piece?
No, because it's we have it in like full length in like 3 by whatever the full
3x4.
full height ones are. Yeah, but we don't have. We probably have it in one of the originals, but like in this world, you might have it, but we don't have it in our regular worlds today.
We don't have it in this world either. Because the only
Nope, we
we've
sure
got
don't.
a plain wall base, an adorned wall base, which is what I was calling it, but is not what it is. Yeah. We do not have it.
All right, you want to know one of my annoyances?
What's that?
Okay, so look in the granite menu and look at the unadorned wall and look at the bottom of that. And then look at the narrow unadorned wall.
Yeah, and they're not the same.
No, the small,
They don't-
narrow, plain wall has the bottom that unadorned wall has. So something got misnamed.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Well, and the narrow plain wall matches the unadorned wall.
Exactly.
It's just a narrow version of the unadorned wall.
I think the small, narrow, plain wall is not a build piece we have today, but
It's
the
not.
narrow, plain wall is what we have today. And that's
Right.
the one that matches the unadorned wall, which
Yep.
doesn't match the narrow, unadorned wall.
Right. Yeah, any of the pieces in the granite menu that are only 3 tall instead of 4 tall, we don't have. Those were taken away.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that drives me the craziest about it all is the devs said, we took pieces away, yes, but you can still build everything in the game with the pieces you have available to you. Which makes me want to scream, lies!
As long as you never start a new world again.
Right, right. All right, well, thanks, Grandma. She's gonna lurk.
I'm on the hunt. Like, anything else to repair in here? It's looking pretty
Right.
good.
Yeah.
There's always a sneaky something.
Always.
Haha. I found you. So anyways, back to your bridge idea. You will not have heard of this, but there's a bridge in Japan called the Kintaikyo Bridge. And it's in a small town called Ibukuni. It's where I was raised.
Okay.
And it is a very unique design and a beautiful bridge. It's like a hole-in-the-wall town, but this is like the claim to fame. And I have a dream of somehow being able to recreate that bridge.
Huh. That'd be cool. Do you have pictures of it?
I have a picture of it that I took. Here. Let's see. I went to Japan last year and got to visit where I grew up.
Nice.
I guess it was year before last now. My goodness, time happens.
I recently bought a bottle of Japanese whiskey that I have not tried yet, but I am excited to try.
Centauri?
It's from Centauri makes it, but it's called Hibiki.
Nice.
And I've had Centauri before, and I really like Centauri. So,
Yeah, they're kind of the big one out there.
yep.
All right, I'll have to pull up the picture later. But yeah, I'll share the pictures I got. But it's a really cool design that's kind of like it's multiple arches, and the way that they have it is because as you're just approaching the bridge, there's a small steps, and then it gets like gradually steeper to match the arch,
Okay.
and then it does that multiple times. So I don't know that I would be able to do like multiple arches, but at least one of the arches would be really cool.
Right.
Okay, another item on my wish list is if I repair these lamps, they should work again.
I agree. And I should be able to change the color of them.
Oh, this is pretty too. I don't think I've seen... It's amazing how much differently you look at things when you're repairing them.
Right. Well, my cheddar bar is down to 50%.
All right, I put a picture in the chat. Yeah, mine is down to about 25%.
Do we have that tavern sign?
Oh. I'm gonna punch these guys.
Yeah, we do. It's the Wings of Peace.
Oh, okay. But it has color.
Yeah. Yep. When they gave them to us as build pieces, they made them not old and faded and rotting. Which is nice, but huh.
Stop running away. I'm punching you. Okay. I won.
Did you see the conversation in the Discord the other day when I posted my hot take, unpopular opinion about the build stability system?
I remember something like the first bullet wasn't that much of a hot take, but then something else was, but I don't remember what they were.
I don't remember which order I put the bullet points in. I don't even know if I remember all of them off the top of my head, but the hot take, the one that Davey thought was a hot take anyways, and I think several other people did too, was remove the building stability system. Like, oh, I just got kicked off.
Oh. Me too.
All right, stand by. No, I don't know if it's gonna let me reconnect. I hit host online and it didn't bring up a code for me.
That's no bueno.
No. But anyways, the hot take was remove the build stability system, and I'm gonna back out, and oh, it's not gonna let me back out. Failed to connect. Unable to connect to online services. Please try again later. We will spam you until you comply.
Will comply.
But so like if somebody, the example I used was if somebody wants to build an adamant tower on top of a singular wooden column,
Oh, yeah.
let them do it. And then like, you know, Davey's take on that was I like having to build stuff that makes sense, which you can absolutely still build stuff that makes sense. I would still build stuff that makes sense. But if somebody doesn't want to do that, then let them play the game they want to play, you know. But then also, once your building is built, then when a siege happens, then monsters can still damage your building. And so you still have to worry about that. So you're going to want to make it strong to stand up to those beatings. And then maybe also take monsters like trolls, send more trolls to sieges. But instead of having them aggro on you when you get close enough, all they do is stand and throw rocks at your building. And then maybe they get a small horde of orcs or goblins around them to protect them while they're trying to throw rocks at your building. You know, just change the dynamic a little bit. I'm going to quit and then reload and see if that changes anything.
So then let's say that, you know, an orcs come by and you've like built this whole structure on a singular stone piece, and the orcs destroy that stone piece. Does it destroy the whole structure?
Our story is more than...
Oh, I got muted again. I'm sorry.
See, at least I know now.
Right. I would err on the side of no to that, because if you're going to let somebody build something like that, then it's not fair. You're kind of setting them up for failure if you let it all fall apart but also maybe if that's the only stability thing that you have to worry about, then you'll learn pretty quickly that you can't build a adamant tower on top of a wooden column, you know, because wooden columns are weak and trolls are going to take them out really quick. So play, builder, load, host online, copy to clipboard. Oh, that is a cool bridge.
You like that?
That's very cool. I like that. There's a code for you.
Got it.
Yeah, it would definitely be. I mean, you're never going to get it exactly like this because of.
Yeah, it'd have to be like
because
inspired.
curvature. Yeah, but
Well, and that's the thing. Like, it's not actually curved. It's all straight pieces. It's just a
Right.
matter of how they built it gave the illusion of curvature.
yeah,
The Japanese are very creative that way.
I love watching the Japanese woodworking videos on YouTube. Like fitting everything together instead of actually like drilling it together and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But, hey, you're back.
I am. And in the exact right spot.
Welcome back.
Arigato gozaimasu.
I did. You might not have been around when I mentioned it the first time, but I have set myself a hard and fast bedtime of midnight. So
Oh, that is a really smart thing because, you know,
yeah,
we get to hammering away and time time just passes by.
well, I ended up being up till 2:00 in the morning last night. And
Didn't you
then,
have to get up early for,
Yep.
was it wrestling?
Yeah, yep. So my alarm went off at 5:30, and then I thought I was going to come home and jump back in bed for an hour, and that would typically be enough to re-energize me. But then other things were happening, and I had to have my daughter somewhere at. I had to have my son somewhere at 6:00, and then I had to have my daughter somewhere at 7:00. So then I'm like, okay, no big deal. I'll come back and get an hour after I drop her off, and then 30 minutes later, my son called me and said, hey, can you come pick me up? I'm like, come on. So, and then I was having a terrible headache coming on, so I took some stuff for that, and then did get back in bed, and I don't remember what time it was when I got back in bed, maybe 8, and the next thing I know, it's noon, and I'm waking up. So that was not good for me. It's never good when I sleep that late. It's never good for my daily production, and it's not good for I get mad at myself.
And it screws up the sleep cycle.
Yep. Yeah, because I'm going to make myself go to bed at midnight tonight, but I'm going to toss and turn in bed for an hour before I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because I slept till noon.
It was my first day back at work, so it was
Yeah,
like,
that's a challenge. You've been off for what, a week?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was very, very busy. All good stuff, but just very busy.
Right.
Lots to do. I got yelled at by my manager
For what?
because I responded to an email when I was on vacation.
Well, of all the things to be yelled at for, you probably deserved that one.
I was like, it's the only email I responded to. No, he's a really good guy. I'm very lucky with who I work with and who I work for. So, yeah,
That's good.
that's the kind of person you want to work for when that's what you get in trouble for.
Right.
Oh, no. You are not going to do that to me.
Do I want to know?
Oh. Sorry, having a moment here.
That's all right.
Okay, check the chat and tell me your reaction to finding out that that is not repairable.
Oh, no way. Nope. Tear the whole building down. I mean, because that's probably what's going to happen when you try to deconstruct it to replace it. So, holy crap. No way.
So you can now appreciate my reaction.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, no. Not acceptable.
Right. Well, wait till I send you the. Let me get a picture of this. Like, this doesn't even make sense. Actually, let me look.
I'm
and make
watching your
sure.
stream, so
Okay.
there's a delay, but I can see what you're doing.
Okay, so this wooden railing right here. See how it doesn't connect to the other wooden railing?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't connect to the wooden railing over here. And it's because this piece is missing right here.
Right.
But why on earth do we have... Oh, now I see what it is. Never mind. So it is this piece. It's two of these pieces. But still. I just got done repairing it, and now I'm going to have to destroy it to get it to work. Because... Or I'm at least going to have to destroy this piece. Since I can't make that piece.
I'll close my eyes.
I'm not going to do it right now. I'm actually just going to leave this building at this point.
I was in here like, repair.
All right.
It won't repair. I'm like, I knew the granite column that was half broken. Like, I had made some peace with that, but this lattice work that's broken and won't let me repair is just not okay.
That is too tall.
Shop, not too far from where you're at right now, was like repaired on the outside, but quite a bit of the inside is not repaired, so I'm over here.
Gotcha.
it's just being silly or if something that's in front of it is not letting me get to it. Oh, no, wait. Got it. Whew, that was scary. It was one of those pieces that has like the green wooden thing, and you know the design that's that fourth layer at the top.
Yep.
That in our worlds today, like you can only get that as one whole piece, but
Yes.
in this time they could be separate pieces. And so I was repairing, and that piece on the top is covered by lattice work, and so repairing the green part wasn't working, and the part above it was behind lattice. So I'm like
Gotcha.
maneuvering the hammer and finally got to it. Stabilizing the bridge right now, or do you have an idea what you're gonna do?
Just building the deck, and then once I get the deck built and lined up the way I want it, then I will think about where to go from there. If I can get this damn piece to line up to go in where I want it to go.
Well, that sounds too simple.
Right? If all else fails, just delete something.
Just hope it's the thing you wanted to delete.
Yep. Yep. Already did that part.
Quiet. I see prey ahead.
Oops.
Hello, llama deer. Oh, that's not good. I deleted the thing I wanted to delete, and then the thing attached to it blew up. You know, I don't have any desire to kill you right now, llama deer, but if you're gonna move, if you're gonna stand there and not let me build something, you're gonna have to go. Thank you for your donation of hide and meat.
Oh. I started walking down the stairs and some wolves were walking up the stairs. Which obviously isn't a problem. They just surprised me.
Right?
Bye-bye.
Oh, come on. Had to get the old trusty chopstick out.
Oh, like that reddish wooden design thing is in this building too, the Baker building.
Oh, the wood piece that we were talking about before?
Yeah. It's lining the inside of the lower level.
Huh. You would think the person that designed that would be like, hey, put my stuff in the game. Like, let me see what people can do with it.
Well, if the builder of that or the designer of that build piece ever hears this, we like it, we want it.
Right. More of that, please.
Send us a petition. We will fight for it.
Okay, another pet peeve.
Hit me up.
When you're in the build menu and you've scrolled down to another piece and then you scroll up or further down to the next piece and you try to click on it and it jumps you to somewhere else on the build menu.
Uh-huh.
That drives me crazy.
Yep.
Give me Glamdring.
Sorry, I just needed to have a moment.
It'll be okay.
I know, I know. Tell me I can deconstruct you? Click platform tried to tell me I couldn't deconstruct it. As much as the free cam mode was, for us players, I bet the designers were also like, yes, people can now see all that work that we put in, all that detail
Right.
of everything. Because they put in so much detail that we can never appreciate as much before.
Absolutely. Don't act like that.
You doing an aqueduct?
Yeah.
You know what channel Norvingdal's list was in?
I don't.
Check Gen Chat and Spoiler Chat.
It was a thread, I know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking in the threads.
Is it in images?
Oh, that's a good one. Let's check that.
Yes, wish list of in-game items we want for
I see it.
by dwarf.
I see.
Delving dwarf. And I'm starving.
He has it.
Okay.
Wood molding is what it's called
What's it called?
in his list. Wood molding is what he called it in his list.
Okay.
It's just funny, like how many times I've been in this baker's building and it's on every single level.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Apparently, I
hadn't
don't look
noticed
up.
it before, right? It's rule number one, Nibs.
To you too.
Right? Absolutely.
And sing.
Yeah.
Wait, was singing it going in rule number 4, was it? Or
Yeah.
where were we putting that?
It was going to go in rule number 4, yes.
Let me go. Fun. I repaired 2 buildings.
Well, the decorative supports of the bridge are almost done, but not perfect. Which is fine, because it's gonna, that's the less noticeable part.
Looks good.
Thanks. I just don't like how some of the broken stuff is still poking through, but centering these pieces on the deck were more important than that. So. Now to decide what we're going to do with the rest of the design. But that's probably going to have to be another day because it is 4 minutes to midnight.
Well, that was fun. Thanks for letting me come hit things with a hammer.
Yeah, thanks for doing it. We should probably drink.
I am always game for that, you know. Right, we have to be on the bridge.
Sounds good.
Old Elga in the evening leaned up against the keg. A fella tried to trip her, so she stabbed him in the leg. Ha ha! One hand around the tankard, the other up to wail. She was fit to fight most anyone after 18 pints of ale.
That might be my favorite song.
It's probably one of my favorites, to be honest with you.
Like, I'd be fit to fight most anyone after 18 pints of ale as well.
Right?
I may be passed out on the ground, but that's a different story.
But if I wasn't, watch out.
That's what I'm saying.
All
All
right.
right, I'm out.
Thanks again. I appreciate it. And
All right.
I
Good to
might
chat.
stream tomorrow during the day. We'll see what happens. It's supposed to rain, so I can't really do anything outside, so that's probably what we'll do. All right.
Fun times.
Have a good night, everybody.